Hello everybody and welcome back to another Shapes.io video. Yeah, it's been a while since my last one, but well, there's a new wires update, so there's some new stuff. I haven't quite gotten there yet. I just wanted to continue with explaining some of the ways that I do some of the simple factories, some simple setups for helping you work a little bit more efficiently. Now, this is not the end-all be-all of great designs. I don't even know if it is a great design, but hopefully you can use these ideas and tweak it up a little bit. So I'm going to start with the cutter. Here's a nice design to kind of organize your cutter so that you can actually line up a lot of them in a row. I feel like probably a lot of people struggled with a good way to, to automate a large quantity for cutting. So let's try to build one together. We'll grab a little bit of any shape, use our cutters. Now the 4 split cutters, they come at a little bit later level, so if you haven't gotten there yet, just stick with me, you'll get there soon. We want to line up 4 or more in a row with mergers stacked up behind them, just like that, so that we can get our shapes to each one. Now what we'll have to do, well, either side it will work, it doesn't matter. We just have to put a tunnel from one output and then use the compact mergers once you get them. If you haven't gotten them yet, it might be a little bit difficult to do cutting until then. But we just set them out like this, and there we have it. Very quick cutting. We can just copy and paste that and put it wherever we want to. Now, let's take a quick look at the 4 version splitter. We can even do it the opposite direction if you want to. Just be sure to change all of your merger directions and your conveyor belt directions to the way that you need to go. Connect them to the back like so, just like with the others. Now this one's a little bit more troublesome to put together. Actually, I kind of messed up here. As we'll see later, you have to put those first mergers one tile farther out. But after that, just set up tunnels for each output at 3 spaces, 5 spaces, 7 spaces of distance. 3, 5, 7. Then we've got to put our one-way mergers out of each tunnel. Yeah, there I am, going back and fixing my mistake. So, like I said, we have to put those one block farther out. So, last thing to do for this build is just to hook up all of the connectors. And voila, there we have it. These 4-way splitters cut a single shape into all 4 of its components. So if you wanted to, say, like, build a machine that, you can get the base unit of all 4 of the basic shapes and then put them together however you want. This is a good way to get all of your basic parts. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is the double painter. Now, once you get a high enough level to actually get this, it can be really useful because you'd only need half of the paint for the shape inputs that you put in. It can be really useful, and it's a little bit different from the painter thing the painter machine that I made in the last video. So let's pay close attention to what we're doing. Okay, we'll try to build one ourselves. What we need to do is just set up the double painters like so, 1 space apart. We will run our merger, the regular double, like the regular flat kind, 1 space away from the painters, and then 1 going into the back so that both of the slots are covered. That way we can get everything spread nice and even through the machine. Next, we need our paint inputs. That has to be one space away as well, so that we can run the conveyor belt into the top. And in usual fashion, we have to put a conveyor running along the top there. And then tunnels for the output. Good stuff, right? And as usual, we will throw in some mergers as well. Throw the conveyor, and there we have it. Now, this is also repeatable, almost, I think. If we catch all of the, if we grab one more conveyor from the back, I think. Yeah. Good, good. Repeatable. See, that's what I like about the designs that I try to make, as repeatable as possible. So we can make this line infinitely long, or as long as the game will allow us. So the last thing I'd like to do in this video, I had a very kind user give me some words of encouragement and also ask me a little bit on how to make a machine. Well, like the final machine that makes the logo for the game. Now, I get it. This one can be very complicated, a little bit confusing at first. So I'm just going to go through what I did to make the machine. I don't know if this is the best way, but I don't know. It'll be fun to do it the wrong way if that's the case. Let's get into it. I'm going to start by picking up the painter that I made earlier in this video, and we'll carry it over to, well, our half circles that we cut earlier. I think the first thing that I want to do is to paint all of those, and I'll use some white that I prepared a little bit earlier. Drag that along over there. Good. Now we should be getting some white semicircles popping out of this machine, and we want to cut those again. So again, borrow our machine. We never want to make the same machine twice. Oh, wait, I'm gonna have to rotate those first. Yeah. See, everybody has some brain farts every once in a while. Okay, let me just fix this here. Okay, so what we really want here are the top left and the bottom right of the white corners. So we've got the top left on the right line and the bottom right there, as you can see from these receptacles. Yep, that's what we're going for. So now for the other bit. Now this is the part that I think will throw most people through a loop. We have to get the half of the square, preferably the bottom half would be best. And we just have to combine it with, well, any single piece. The bottom right piece is the easiest, so we'll use the cutter machine that we made earlier in the video to kind of borrow that. Okay. Next, we need to combine those, as I said, so I'll go back to my combiner blueprint. Check the first video if you didn't see it. And we will marry them together. The bond of holy shape-ramoni. Okay, there we go. Now, this is what we're going for. It looks kind of funny here, but this is why that bottom left corner is smaller. That's how we make it for the logo. Okay, but we can't just cut it here. We're going to combine this new shape, borrow the combiner blueprint again. we're going to combine it with the top left corner of, well, the top left white circle. Good, and once those start popping out, well, we see we've got the left half correct with that little strange bit over there. So now we just have to cut that off, and we can do that pretty easily by stealing our blueprint again. Just connecting everything up, and there we have it. We'll just throw that away, that left bit that we don't need, and start to collect the left half of our final product. Now, if you followed along this far, I'm sure you're sharp enough to figure out the next move. The right half is really just the bottom right of a white circle and the top right of a square. So we're going to take this square from our machine that we made earlier, start filling up our receptacle here, and what we have to do is, well, rotate it twice, get it to that top right, and of course, combine it all again. So there we go. We have the successfully combined left half and the right half all put together now. And what do? Throw them in together again. And once everything's plugged in, there we have it, the Shapes.io logo. Now, if you've made it all the way here and you are able to finally get this logo finished for yourself, congratulations. Well, with the recent update, actually, there's a lot of new content that happens after this level, so look forward to it. There's a lot of cool stuff that I think will improve the quality of life of the game and the playability. So, if you have any questions, please leave a comment. If anything I said was a little bit unclear or confusing, let me know. If you have a request for maybe, a machine that you want or a shape that you want me to go over, do not hesitate to ask. Okay? So if this was helpful, thank you for watching, and like and subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know what I'm doing right, let me know what I'm doing wrong, and tell your piano teacher about the channel. I'm sure they might maybe kind of appreciate it as well. Thanks. Bye-bye.